Electric powertrain company Hyliion is forming an innovation council. It will be made up of leaders from across a number of industries who will test and review Hyliion's new Hypertruck tech. It's not easy to say, to help the further electrification of the trucking industry. Joining us now in exclusive is founder, Hyliion CEO, also still on the board and founder, and an engineer from Carnegie Mellon, Thomas Healy. Good to see you. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, today was a big announcement for us. We've pulled in some of the largest names in the industry, including companies like Anheuser-Busch and Penske and Ryder and Werner, and announced that these are going to be the first guys to run our electric powertrain technology when we start rolling out demos later this year. So we're thrilled about this announcement. We've got some of the best names in the industry here working with us.
Not everybody is familiar with what you do. So you may eventually make an electric truck, but at this point, you take existing semis and change the powertrain for almost a hybrid electrical and natural gas powertrain. But it can be done immediately and has been done immediately to existing trucks.
That's correct. So we're taking a little bit of a unique approach here where we're not trying to reinvent the whole vehicle. You know, when we looked at this shift towards electrification, the area for evolution is really in the powertrain, right? That's where, you know, the uniqueness of electric comes into play. So we're staying focused on just revolutionizing that with, you know, taking an approach where, you know we need to reduce the operating costs for fleets. We know we need to reduce emissions, and we're taking, natural gas as our way to recharge the battery pack. And so with that, we don't need to build out all new infrastructure. There's already natural gas recharging stations across the U.S.
I wish we had a longer chart. I don't know if anyone looked, but your stock was as high after the SPAC, or after the conversion, went all the way up to $50 or $60. Did it not? There it is. That explains exactly what happened. Those were some heady times, were they not? Thomas, is this more appropriate, or now do you feel it's undervalued?
Yeah, so we see that this is really a long-term journey here. I mean, we're at a point where we've already started rolling out some of our hybrid powertrains with fleets. You know, the Hypertruck later this year, going into next year, we're going to be rolling that out. And this is a long-term journey. I mean, we got a long ways to go here in terms of, you know, really getting volume shipments, taking these fleets that we announced today and getting products in their hands, letting them experience it. We see the upside potential here of where we're heading. This industry is huge. It's about an $800 billion market opportunity for us. And now it's about us and going out and actually executing and driving that long-term value. So you know, we see that there's a lot of upside potential in what we're doing.
The battery is recharged to 1,000-mile. It can go that far with natural gas. So it's not plugged in. You actually have a natural gas unit on board as part of the powertrain that then charges the battery.
That's correct. So, you know, when we looked at this shift towards electrification, we saw that there were two big issues. One is that electric vehicles are notorious for not having great range, and you need a lot of recharging infrastructure being built out in order to make them successful, in order to drive across the country. So what we did is we said, all right, well, let's rethink this. Let's actually bring the generator with us to produce electricity. And we found that by using natural gas and an onboard natural gas to electric generator, we can actually produce the electricity on the vehicle for cheaper and cleaner than you could actually buy it off of the grid. So once you get to those sort of economics, you kind of ask the question, well, why would we ever plug it into the grid? Right. Why not just produce it locally?
Okay.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.